Congratulations on purchasing my mini course on improving your web presence and taking that first step toward creating a lucrative revenue stream from your online directory listings and websites. I believe you are going to find that the course you just purchased will over-deliver on my promise of helping you improve your web presence. In fact, you'll be learning a few things about creating an optimally performing web presence that always result in me getting a lot of questions from therapists who take the course. So I've put together this short video for you that answers the questions before they even have a chance to come up. In the Web Presence course, I talk about a very basic concept that causes these questions. It's the "I know we just met, marry me" conundrum. Here's what that's all about. Someone gets to your listing or website. They click on your link. The next page is an offer to enlist your therapy services. Therapy is a big commitment in two ways, emotionally and financially. Your client has to first be comfortable enough with you to share their innermost thoughts with you and be willing to pay your fee. Therapy fees vary, but the average US fee is approximately $120 per session. That's a big financial commitment for someone who just met you online. And it's not just one session, they know that. So you're asking the client to make far too great of a leap of faith than is realistic on their first meeting with you. Now, you may get a client or two that way over the course of tens of thousands of visitors, but that's impossible to build a successful business on those numbers. So what do you do? It's actually simple for you because you're a therapist. This goes back to what I always say. Therapists happen to be uniquely suited to financially succeed online because the very marketing formula that is used by some of the top internet entrepreneurs online today, multi-millionaires, that formula is a perfect fit for the therapy business model. You're going to see how in a moment. And as I mentioned before, there already is a thriving market for the kind of help you offer. However, if you're going to insist on the "hi, nice to meet you, have therapy with me" approach to marketing, you're not going to succeed at anywhere near your potential. And if you are one of the rarest of the rare and are actually getting a few clients that way, by implementing the proven marketing approach I'm about to show you, you'll be turning away clients. But hello, let's get married marketing must go. Do we have a deal? Okay, I'm going to shock you here. Think about a number that you believe is the high end of what you can realistically earn in your practice per year. Whatever you came up with, multiply that by 5, at least. I personally know people in much smaller industries than mental health that are doing $1 to $2 million per year. And you do have the potential of doing this, without question. And not by changing your entire business model and focus. By keeping what you love to do at the center of your business, your therapy private practice. Are you finding it hard to believe that your business has the potential of earning millions of dollars per year? It's not at all unrealistic. In fact, there are a few players in this market that make those numbers look small. Now is a good time for me to say that those results are not typical and that you may never achieve those results. I have no way of knowing who you are, what your interests are, how you're able to apply yourself, so there's no guarantee that you can do the same thing at all. However, you need to know that the potential is there. Not for some other business vaguely related to therapy. This is achievable for your field. So, the questions that come up after therapists go through and implement the recommendations in my mini course are related to something I hinted to. The call to action. And just now, I explained to you how asking someone to shell out $120 after reading a paragraph about you will not be a successful strategy. So what you're going to need to do, again, if you have a desire to be really successful financially in your practice, is learn how to build a relationship with your potential client. See, this is right up your alley. And again, you, as a therapist, are remarkably well suited to do this in the perfect way, the ideal way, the way that the master marketers are recommending right now. I'm about to explain to you the exact method that's being used successfully in absolutely every type of business online right now. Now, again, this is current information, not from last year or the year before. This is what works right now. The concept behind this is simple. Develop a positive relationship with your potential client so that they want to purchase from you. Now, I'm going to outline this process. It's referred to as the marketing funnel. It's a funnel that takes raw internet traffic and visitors and filters it to find the buyers. But you don't do this in a nefarious way. You do it by providing value to every single one of your website visitors. That's the key. You're providing value to them right off the bat. How is this done? The most effective way to do this is by providing something of great value to your ideal client in exchange for their email address. Now, before we go further, you need to understand that the only way to successfully market online is to collect email addresses. Think about it. Every company, big or small, if they're successful on the internet, they are collecting email addresses. This is because of the economics of advertising that simply don't work without a lead capture mechanism in place. You're in business as a therapist, so you need leads. So the very first thing you need to do is offer something of great value in exchange for that email address. Now, I have to keep this presentation short, so I can't get into all the details of what your lead magnet, that's what it's called, should be. There are definitely some great guidelines to go by to ensure that you convert as many of your visitors to members of your email list. That's crucial. Here's a basic metric for you. A well-optimized lead capture page will convert up to 25% of website visitors. And again, there are some tricks of the trade that are perfectly suited to therapy and to increasing therapy conversions. For now, step one of your marketing funnel is to offer some piece of information to your visitors in exchange for their email addresses. Your website visitor came to your site, essentially has said hi, and you've said, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm pretty sure you might need this. See if it helps you." Okay, you see how that works? That's a much more effective way of beginning a positive relationship with your potential client. You already know why they're there. You don't have to wait for them to ask you. Offer to help them right then and there. They now will have a degree of comfort with you. You're nice, you're attentive, and your information really helps. Importantly, from a marketing perspective, you have someone who has now said yes to you once, and they've given you something of value, their email address. That is a first commitment, but that's easy to make. Step two of the marketing funnel is what is referred to as the micro offer. This is very simply more in-depth information on the issue you touched upon in your free information. The key to the micro offer is the price point of the product. Under $10 works best. It's a number that people are comfortable risking with a business they haven't used before. It's been very well tested. And once money has exchanged hands, they become a customer. And that means now they are exponentially more likely to purchase more from you. That's the key. Now, here's what these products consist of. I don't want you to get put off on what you have to start creating. Again, the focus is always keeping you on your passion, therapy, doing therapy. So these products are simply information products. Again, this is why therapists are so uniquely suited to succeed online right now today. People are searching for information specifically on the things you're an expert on. All you have to do is give them that information. The products are all digital products, audio programs, videos shot with your webcam, and PDF files, simple to make. Information products are easy to make. They're almost pure profit, and they're in great demand. That's the key. So the third part of your marketing funnel now is called your core offer. In your case, therapy. Okay, so now you're at your therapy sale. So that's very simple. Let's review real quick. You used to get maybe a tenth, a hundredth of a percent conversion of website visitors to clients. That's one client for every 10,000 visitors. That's roughly what I was seeing on average. About 1 in 10,000 visitors. No way to build a business. But now, by employing the marketing funnel, you're getting up to 25% of your visitors opting into your email list. Okay, so out of the same 10,000 visitors, you now would have a list of 2,500 emails. Now, folks, that number, by the way, is extremely respectable. People make great incomes from email lists that size. Now, a good conversion ratio for opt-ins to purchases, in other words, people that gave you their email address to actually buying something from you, especially at that under $10 price point, is about 10%. And folks, it can get a lot better than that. I'm giving you some conservative numbers. A couple of times I've hesitated a moment because there are some numbers in terms of that opt-in page. Some people get extremely high numbers. It really depends on how you frame it. That's why using a formula is so much better, because then you can tweak and get higher than that 25%. Again, opt-in to purchases at 10%, that's certainly doable, but you can improve on that. Let's be conservative, though. I like that I did this conservatively. So you had 2,500 people opt into your email list. 10% of them are going to buy that under $10 product. That's $250, 250 sales of your micro offer, okay, which is somewhere around $2,500. And now you've got another 10% of that number that will purchase your actual core offer. Now, I again gave numbers that were conservative, 5 to 10% here. So let's be conservative. So let me clarify. You've got 10% of the people who opted into your email list become purchasers of your micro offer. So those are $250 sales of your micro offer at somewhere around $10 a sale. Now another 10%, probably more, of those people are going to want your core offer, your offer of therapy. So that's, again, I was using 5% to 10%. That's 12 to 25 new therapy clients for you. Okay, do you see the impact there? So the same 10,000 visitors, 12 to 25 clients, maybe more, instead of one. So you've gone from a practice that is non-existent. You can't survive on one client from your listings every 10,000 visitors. You've gone from that to pretty much a full practice, depending on how many clients you prefer to see per week. It becomes, the ball is in your court. How much do you want to work, right? Not scurrying to find the next client when the last one has completed with you. Knowing that there is an ongoing funnel that will continually feed you clients. Likely at times, if you do this right, and now again, disclaimer, you may not do this right at all, you may not succeed. But if you do, you could be in the position of referring a lot of clients to your colleagues. How nice is that, to be doing that kind of service for your colleagues who don't have this kind of mechanism in place. So do you see now the power of structuring your call to action using a marketing funnel? Instead of having that call to action going to, hey, book a session with me. We just met, but let's go do one of the most private things possible, right? So you go from that, which is basically completely unrealistic. Now you know why, from how your listing was created to the call to action, why you don't end up with more clients. So, of course, there are details you want to be aware of as you build your funnel so that you do it right the first time and that it works the first time so you don't get discouraged. There is a formula. But keep in mind, building this funnel will not become an overwhelming project if you do it the right way. Okay? That I want to really emphasize. It does not take an overwhelming effort to build these funnels. Sounds like it's very complicated, but again, if you have a blueprint, it is not. And many people, can get their funnels up and running within a week. I've done that personally many times. Sometimes I've cut that much shorter. Of course, now I'm very familiar with the process. So I could do it in 2 or 3 days. But these funnels are quick to put up. Again, if you know what tools to use, that's another key thing. We live in a far different world than we did just a few years back. The tools that are available to use now make this possible. Otherwise, really, then you have to change your focus from being a therapist to being an entrepreneur. You don't anymore because the tools are remarkable, folks. So if you know what tools to use and you have that blueprint so you know exactly what to do, this can be done realistically within a week. And again, it's too much to go into in this short video, and although you could just on your own go out and build your funnel using the 3 steps I just showed you, you could take your chances on getting those details right. I know that most therapists would rather not waste time with mistakes that can easily be avoided with a little coaching. I mean, that's something right up your alley. A little coaching goes a long ways to avoiding a real tough, hard road. And that's what I can do for you in this case. Nice to finally give back after all you've given to me over the years. So I put together a special program that details each step of the process for you. Okay? I cannot promise you that you will get the same results I have, or that, and it sounds cheesy, but I literally have multi-million-dollar friends and clients that have gotten great results, to understate something, using this methodology. Again, you may fail trying. That happens. But at least you'll be trying in the right direction. My challenge really was just pricing this program. If you look at any comparable training program on the market, and there are none for therapists that are like this at all, not even close. There are some for general online businesses, but not for therapists, and not so specifically geared so a therapist can process it and do it without having to learn a whole new language, technology language. So those programs are priced anywhere from $500 to $1,000 and up. I've seen them priced way higher than that as well. I've purchased them higher than that. That's really what you're getting here, is I have been mentored by the very best. I've purchased programs from others and the very best, and I've spent a lot of money in my own personal education and then applied it to businesses in the real world and made them very successful. And so when I say that the value here is oftentimes you're more than willing. I've spent $2,000-3,000 on programs that I knew if I got that information, it would take my business to a new level, and all it would take was 1 or 2 clients to make the difference up from what I'm spending. So I've always tried to be very smart about investing in my education, and I'm not at all pulling any punches here when I say that this program is definitely valued up there, especially that it's current and it makes use of all the latest knowledge that's out there. Everything that I've learned to date, I've put in this. So I do know, however, that $1,000 is sometimes a difficult decision for many therapists. Although, again, it really shouldn't be. I really should insist that you learn to invest in yourself and be aware of when to do that. Again, these programs that cost as much as I've told you, they do that because just an extra client or two, and you've made your investment back and some return. So there's a lot of value. However, I do know times are tough. Therapists aren't necessarily the best marketers, and this could be your answer to loosening things up a bit for yourself and your business and your family. So I did want to price it in a way that made the decision even easier for you. My business partners wanted me to charge at least $250 for the program because they wanted to make sure the price reflects the value. I'm aware of that. You really do need to price things appropriate to their value. But on that basis, I argued that if we were going to do that, we would need to go back up to $1,000. And again, sincerely, even more, because my program does have all the latest information, and it's specifically packaged for use by therapists. Ultimately, we did settle on the $250 price point. However, since you've come to this page specifically because you've already purchased my Improving Your Listings program, we're giving you a 50% discount off of the retail price, plus an extra $28 off of that. So you get the entire program for a one-time charge of only $97, but only by signing up through this page today, right now. This offer is only valid right now. And my standard guarantee does still apply. If you're not completely satisfied with the program, you have 60 days to ask me for a refund. Again, no questions asked, no hassles. Remember, if you do pass on this today, you will not be able to receive this discount again. You will have to pay full price for the program. You've got the over 50% discount. You have my money-back guarantee, and again, you have me and my support staff to make sure that you have all the assistance you need to succeed. So just click the orange button below and start building your dream practice right away. Let's see you inside on this one as well.